This is David. He is currently homeless. Me and him had the opportunity to sit down and talk about the homeless crisis that's going on here lately. Even though Tupelo is a small city, about 38,000 people, the homeless population usually ranges between about 60 to 90 individuals depending on the year. This is an up-to-date graph of the percentage.
My dad and my mom would always disappear with their friends, and I was Daddy's boy. When he would disappear, I'd be wanting to know what he was doing in it. Well, I'd smell marijuana, and I loved the way it smelled. I always wanted to know what that smell was. So every time they come out of the room, I'd go in there looking. Well, I'd find it, and that's how I started. When I first started smoking marijuana, and then I got to using methamphetamine whenever I was 14, 15, and so my dad had to make it at 16. Turn around, my dad got busted in 2000 with 28 pounds of marijuana in Gappy, Mississippi. And that was in 2003. I moved to Souls, Alabama, and that's where I met my wife. And when I met her, I always wanted a family. I always wanted a kid. And I always said my kid wouldn't grow up the way that I grew up, in a foster home, a broken home. So instead of staying there with my daughter, I chose drugs. So I left. Me and my wife separated. She had me put in jail pretty much. She just got tired of it, and I don't blame her. I don't. In her on good terms. She done what she felt was right by my daughter, and which I stayed in contact. I'd get her on weekends and stuff like that, but I wasn't there as a dad like a father should be. I chose drugs, but I didn't want her around. I felt like I was doing the right thing by not having her around it, but at the same time, she needed a dad, and I wasn't there. So yeah, I chose drugs over my daughter, and I sat and talked to her, in depth about this, and she broke me down. She told me, she said, Dad, it don't matter about the past. She said, it matters that you're here now and you're doing better. So,
how old is your daughter now?
23.
23?
I got a 5-year-old grandbaby. She turned 5 February 6th.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, she died January 9th of 21, and that's pretty much when I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was my best friend. So yeah, my family had shunned her.
So as me and David continue to talk, I can tell that this is a very touchy subject for him. Losing his mother was a hard thing, and that made the turn for worse with him, and also not able to be in his child's life.
I don't like talking about them, but they did. They know. God knows I'm telling the honest, God's truth about it. They left my mama in a storage unit while I was in prison. I've seen messages on the phone asking for bread, asking for bologna. My mom had surgery, got both her legs cut off on kind of methamphetamine.
So she was
triple bypass surgery.
She was on drugs.
She was shooting up. And
how long was she on drugs?
She's been on drugs since I was little, since I was riding on the truck with my dad. I remember the first time my dad gave it to her. She had went to the bathroom and he put it in her coffee. She was cussing at him about leaving, going to work that morning, and I remember seeing him pull it out and put some in her coffee, and he looked at me and said, "That ain't enough." And he done it again and tied the bag up. He said, "All right, baby, we're gone," and we went and got in the truck. And that was the day she started using methamphetamine. Like, he tricked her. But whenever we got home, she asked me, she said, "Is there any way I can get that feeling other than doing that stuff?" And Daddy told her no. And yeah, he created a monster like my mama was bad.
Mm-hmm. And she lost both of her legs.
Yep, from shooting it. Like, she was the real true definition, I used to tell her, of a junkie. I mean, I shot dope for 25 years, but I never left marks. I don't have big marks on my arms and stuff from doing it, and it's because of seeing stuff like that. And it don't look like I'm scared of needles, but I am. I'm terrified of needles. And it's because of what happened at early childhood. I had a nurse give me a shot in the butt, and the needle, she hit the bone. So I told Mama, I said, when I get older, I won't ever have to worry about that. I ain't come back to no doctor. They won't ever stick me with another needle. And so I've been scared of needles ever since. Mm-hmm. But so I just self-injected. I didn't let nobody do stuff like that for me because of the way I see people getting done. Mm-hmm. Give them stuff that's not dope and them fall dead.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this too. I hate to cut you off.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen anybody out here OD?
No, sir. Not since I've been here, I haven't. Now, I mean, you can tell the ones, I can because of my lifestyle, but I can tell the ones that's on it. Just like the incident the other day with Star and them were sitting there right over here at this other park, the bigger park. And we're sitting there and everybody's just laughing and talking, but I make eye contact with somebody across the way there, and I'm watching him, and I knew he was just high as everything, and he's over there with families, like with kids over there on swings and merry-go-round, and he looks over there like 3 or 4 different times, and we make eye contact, and I said, look, y'all, I said, if this dude walks over here, y'all don't say nothing to him. I said, he is high as everything on methamphetamine. And I said, I know he is. I said, so don't even acknowledge him. So I said, here he comes.
Well, as we can see, some of the homeless people do deal with drug addiction. With that being said, only thing we can do is help them and try to lead them in the right way.
But it's the one that I was just telling you about, the one that flipped his stuff out at these females, and it caused big problems. Like I didn't like that. I didn't take that too lightly. I wound up cutting my thumb because he tried to swing a bag at me. And I didn't know what to do. Was capable of with him being on dope. So yeah, I was trying to protect her and that other lady over there, and I told her, I said, just call the police up here. I didn't know that the other family had already called them and reported this guy about being up there. He run over and jumped on the merry-go-round with their kids and letting their kids push him around. He's grown, like up there listening to rap music, cussing, and these are little bitty. I'm talking little bitty kids. And the parents see it, and I tell them, I said, I think that dude just called the police. And then that's whenever he walked over there where we was at and trying to start with him. And yeah, it didn't go so well.
So you say it's a lot of homeless people out here that's very mentally challenged.
Yes, sir.
You know,
very much so. Yes,
that
needs medicine, that needs health care.
Need help.
Very much so. And that's what it stems from, is not having what they need. I mean, a lot of it, I mean, it's just something that they was born with, you know what I'm saying? And they can't help that. It's not their fault. I mean, if the medicine is what keeps them from doing that. It's like I tell people, it's not with marijuana. I think it's a very good thing that they introduced that into medicine, because it allows me to be able to sit here and actually have a conversation with you where I couldn't before. You know, like I would turn and, come on, Star, let's go the other way. I'm not going over and talk to that man. I don't know that man. You know, I freaked out. You know what I'm saying? And it helps me
cope with your anxiety.
Being in new environments, being sent to new environments like prison, like I told you, that was the first thing I seen was, you know, man get his head cut off, and it's like, you know, I'm just a little poor white boy from Mississippi. Like, I'm not supposed to see stuff like that. I'm in there with real life killers and people that mess with little babies and women, you know. So I've seen some pretty real stuff. So I know what to expect, I guess, from people. You know, it's like I tell her, I've seen what man can do. You know, I know what man's capable of. That's why I stay on Star so much. You know, about who she talks to or how she does. And it's not that I stay on her. It's just she's so young. She don't know people like I know people.
Right.
And she's friendly. She's very friendly. She likes people. She likes to meet people, and that's okay. And I told her there's nothing wrong with that, but you've got to pick and choose who you try to make friends with.
Yeah. So over yonder, you say they got encampments over there?
Yes, sir. There's 2 or 3 tents just right past that tree.
Over there by where the train is?
Yes, sir. Just right back on this side of it.
About how many tents over there?
Probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
I mean, you can pretty much walk around Tupelo, and you can see where people sleep and all that stuff. Like there's a couple bridges like right there at Wendy's. People wouldn't think people sleep under that bridge. You can park right there at Wendy's, get out of your car, walk down there at that bridge, and sit down, and it'd probably break your heart, to be honest. You see different spots up there, and just knowing that these people have to live like that, you know,
right?
They do that. They choose that. They choose drugs in that lifestyle more than trying to better themselves.
Right. So let me ask you this. I know you were saying that a lot of people can't get help out here or can't get into certain housing situation for, as you know, overnight housing because they don't have ID and
they've got to have
license.
Yes, sir. They've got to have picture ID pretty much, so they make sure they're not a pedophile or a sex offender. And, you know, because it's one of the main things that whenever I call and ask about if they had a bed, that's the first thing they do. They asked if you had a sex charge. That's the first thing. She said, have you ever had a sex charge? No, ma'am. Do you have a state?
So do they do an actual background check on y'all guys?
When you get here with your ID and they run your social security number, and all that stuff comes back.
Okay.
Your criminal
background, right. And which I understand that, you know, because you can't put other people in jeopardize because of this one somebody.
You don't know what that person has done. You don't know where they're from. You know, if they don't have their ID, they could be a serial killer from another state.
Right.
You know, I mean, or anything. I mean, for that matter.
Right.
So yeah, they've definitely got to have an ID and stuff like that. And I can understand where they're coming from with it, but then again, on nights where it's like super cold, where it's down to single digits, yeah, you know.
So what do they do?
They should have a room to be able to put everybody that's like a freeze night, pretty much.
Right.
I mean, they do that, but they put them in there with the rest of everybody else.
Right. In a normal compound, like in the gym or something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think that's what they should do. It should house everybody that does the freeze night in one spot, because we've already got our spot back
exactly.
there.
And that's only right. You know what I'm saying? Because they shouldn't be in the population that's on good standards.
Right,
you know,
because we don't know what these are capable of. It's just
right.
there for freeze night. There's a reason why they're not there at the Salvation Army. You know, to be able to be out of that cold to start with, like we are. I mean, everybody's got that opportunity. Every person that's homeless has got that opportunity to be at the Salvation Army.
Right.
They just choose not to.
Okay.
A lot of them have made that choice. You don't have. There's no rules. The rules are so simple to follow by. I mean, don't be on grounds when you're not supposed to be on ground. Be back in time to sign for your bed at 8 o'clock at night. Do your chore. That's it. That's all they ask of you. That's all they ask of you. And they feed you.
And I think that's nothing but fair.
Yeah,
you know,
you can't ask for nothing
better.
No more.
Yeah,
you can't ask for no more. I mean, if you are, you're a greedy person. Is the way I look at that.
Right. And tell the people once again, what's your name?
My name is David Irvin.
Okay. And how can someone get in touch with you if they wanted to reach out to you and help you out?
I've got Facebook.
And what's your Facebook?
It's David. I have to look actually. Star, what is it? No, it's not Irwin. That's some mouth. I got my medicine. I forgot about that, but yeah, you're right. That is my picture.
You got a phone number?
Yes, sir. It's
What's your number?
It's 662-276-9192.
All right, tell them again so make sure they got it.
It's 662-276-9192.
All right. And then what is your Facebook if they want to reach out to you?
It's a picture of me with a cigar in my mouth, and my name is David Irvin. It's just David Irvin with that picture. Sorry, I can't pull it up. You're going to pull it up.
So as me and David part ways, let me leave you something to think about. As we go home every day to a nice house, water, heat, food, air, think about the ones that don't have that, the ones that sleep outside, on the ground, or in a tent. The next time you encounter a homeless person, there's nothing wrong with being nice or being kind or just simply an act of goodness. Until the next time, thank you.